Welcome to this deep dive.
Okay.
And today we're going to be looking at human enhancement. And not in the typical way you might think about it,
Interesting.
with technology and gadgets and things like that, but through the power of our own beliefs.
Okay.
We're going to be looking at excerpts from The Biology of Belief
Okay.
by Bruce H. Lipton.
Right.
So to start off,
Okay. Yep.
Lipton
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
challenges the traditional view
Uh-huh.
that our DNA
Yeah.
dictates everything about us.
Right.
And
Yeah.
he argues that it's not just our genes
Mhm.
that determine our biology,
Right.
but
Yeah.
our environment and even our thoughts can play a significant role.
So rather than DNA being this rigid blueprint
Yeah.
that controls everything,
Right.
he's proposing that it's more like a starting point
Yeah.
that can be influenced by
Okay.
our experiences and beliefs, our environment, the
Creative.
things we encounter, the things we believe. All of that can actually shape
Wow.
how our genes are expressed.
And one of the key
Yeah.
concepts he introduces is this idea of epigenetics.
Right.
So could you explain what that is exactly?
Yeah. So epigenetics is this fascinating field that looks at how
Yeah.
environmental factors can actually switch genes
Wow.
on or off,
Really?
influencing how they're expressed.
So it's not that the gene itself changes.
Right.
It's more like it can be,
Turned on or off.
think of it like you have
Okay.
the hardware, your genes,
Uh-huh.
but the software, the way those genes function,
Right.
can be modified by the environment.
So we're not just talking about our genes dictating our destiny here.
Exactly.
Our environment, our experiences, our thoughts even
There
can
we go.
actually change how our genes work.
Precisely.
That's incredible.
And there's a lot of groundbreaking research that supports this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, things like stress, diet,
Mm-hmm.
even our social interactions
What?
can alter the activity of our genes. So you're saying that experiences we have today
Yeah.
could potentially impact
They can.
the health and well-being
They can.
of our children and grandchildren.
It's amazing, isn't it?
That's a pretty big
It
responsibility,
is a huge responsibility.
not just for our own health, but for future generations.
Absolutely.
So if our environment has such a profound impact on our biology,
Yeah.
then our thoughts and beliefs, which are part of our environment,
Right.
must also have a powerful influence as well.
That's where Lipton's work gets really interesting.
Okay.
He's saying that
Yeah.
if our environment can have this impact,
Uh-huh.
then our thoughts and beliefs,
Okay.
which are also part of our environment,
Right.
must have an influence as well.
That's where it starts to get a little mind-bending for me.
Yeah.
You're saying that what we believe, what we focus on.
What we believe, what we focus on,
What we believe, what we focus on.
and actually influence how our genes are expressed.
Exactly.
Wow.
He uses the analogy of cells
Right.
being like miniature humans.
They respond to their environment,
Oh.
they communicate,
Well,
and they make decisions
wow.
based on the information they receive.
And a big part of that is coming from our minds.
A big part of that information comes
Yeah.
from the signals sent
Right.
by our own minds.
So our cells are constantly listening
They are.
to our thoughts and beliefs.
They're listening
And those thoughts and beliefs are shaping our biology.
at a very fundamental level.
That's powerful.
It is a powerful concept.
It really makes you wonder what kind of control we have
Right.
over our own health and well-being.
It's a question that Lipton explores in depth in the book,
Yeah.
and he argues that
Uh-huh.
the traditional view of biology,
Okay.
with its emphasis on genetic determinism,
Right.
has led us to believe
Yeah.
that we're largely victims of our genes.
Oh.
But he's saying if we accept
Yeah.
that our minds can influence our biology,
Uh-huh.
then it opens up a
Yeah.
whole new realm of possibility for
That's
self-directed change. Enhancement.
So it's not that our genes are our destiny.
Right.
It's more like they provide a range of possibility.
Yes.
And our thoughts and beliefs can influence
Uh,
which of those possibilities
Darling.
become reality.
That's a great way to put it.
So we're not
Yeah.
just victims of our circumstances.
No.
We actually have
We have the power
some control
to influence
It's
our
like
own biology
through our minds.
through our minds.
That's incredible.
It is pretty amazing.
But if our thoughts and beliefs have such a powerful impact on our biology,
Yeah.
where do we begin to harness that power
That's a great question.
for positive change?
That's the big question, isn't it?
And what are the implications
Yeah.
for human enhancement?
That's something we're going to be exploring
Okay.
further in this deep dive.
All right.
But first, we need to understand a key player
Okay.
in all of this.
And that is
Subconscious mind.
Ah, the subconscious. That mysterious realm that seems to have so much influence over our lives.
Yeah.
Even though we're often unaware of it.
Right.
So how does the subconscious mind fit into all of this?
That's what we'll be unraveling next.
Okay.
Lipton argues that the subconscious mind,
Huh?
shaped by our early childhood experiences,
Okay.
can have a profound impact
Wow.
on our biology,
Really?
often operating outside of our conscious awareness.
This is getting really intriguing.
Yeah.
I can't wait to dive deeper
Me too.
into the
What?
subconscious
Yeah.
and explore how we can tap into its power
Right.
to unlock that greater potential.
Absolutely.
But let's save that for part 2.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
Welcome back to our deep dive into human enhancement through the lens of Bruce Lipton's
Right.
The Biology of Belief.
Yeah.
Last time we talked about how our environment
Right.
and beliefs can influence
Yeah.
our gene expression. Now let's delve into the subconscious mind.
Okay.
It sounds like a key piece of this puzzle.
It is,
So what can you tell us about it?
well, Lipton suggests that the subconscious mind is incredibly powerful
Yeah.
and operates largely outside of
Yeah.
our conscious awareness.
So it's kind of like a hidden operating system
Yeah.
running in the background,
Right.
influencing our thoughts,
Yeah.
behaviors,
Our behavior.
and even our biology
And even our biology.
without us even realizing it.
Without us even realizing it.
That's a little scary.
It is a little bit scary. And
Yeah.
the challenge is that many of these subconscious programs are formed when we're very young and lack critical thinking skills.
Right.
So we may end up
Yeah.
internalizing beliefs
Okay.
that are limiting or even harmful
Uh-huh.
without ever questioning them.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, as kids, we absorb
Yeah.
so much information from our surroundings,
We-
especially from the adults in our lives.
Especially from the adults. Yeah.
So these early experiences can have a lasting impact
It's a long-lasting impact.
on our subconscious beliefs.
Yes.
And according to Lipton, our biology as well.
On our biology as well.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
So can you give us an example of how this might play out?
Sure, he gives the example of someone
Yeah.
who grew up
Yeah.
hearing their parents
Uh-huh.
constantly worry about money.
Okay.
This child might develop a subconscious belief
Well,
that money is scarce,
interesting.
and that could lead to financial anxieties
Like,
and difficulties later in life,
even if they have the skills
even if they have the skills and opportunities
to be successful.
to be financially successful.
So even if we consciously strive for certain goals
Right.
or try to adopt positive thinking,
Yeah.
we might be unknowingly sabotaging ourselves
We might be.
with these deeply ingrained
It's so
subconscious
hard.
beliefs.
That's exactly what he is suggesting.
So how do these beliefs actually affect?
Well, he goes on to explain that
Yeah.
these subconscious beliefs can actually affect our biology
Wow.
on a cellular level.
Okay.
He talks about how our cells have
Right.
these things called receptors.
Okay. I remember learning about receptors
Yeah.
in biology class,
Right.
but I never thought of them as being influenced by our thoughts and beliefs.
He's saying that our cells have these receptors
Okay.
that are designed to pick up information from the environment.
Okay.
Think of them as tiny antennas on the surface of our cells.
So our subconscious mind is sending out signals
Yes.
that our cells are actually picking up.
That's what he is proposing.
That's amazing.
It's pretty incredible.
So if we're holding on to these negative
Yeah.
beliefs like,
Like, I'm not good enough,
Yeah.
or I'm always going to be sick.
right,
Our cells are bombarded with these signals,
and it can actually affect how they function.
and it can affect their functioning.
So if we want to change our biology
Yes.
to truly achieve human enhancement,
We want to achieve
Yeah.
true human enhancement.
we need to go beyond just positive thinking
We need to go beyond
Yeah.
just positive thinking
and address those deep-seated
to address.
subconscious beliefs.
It makes me think about the power of the placebo effect.
Right.
You know, people experience real physical changes
Yes.
based on what they believe they're receiving,
Based on their beliefs.
even if it's just a sugar pill.
Even if it's a sugar pill.
That's a pretty strong example of
It's a great example.
the mind influencing the body.
It really is.
So we can use this power
We can harness this
for
power
self-directed enhancement
for self-directed enhancement
by choosing
by consciously choosing
the beliefs
the beliefs we want to cultivate
we want to cultivate.
and reinforce.
Okay. So how do we actually do that?
How do we tap into this subconscious mind?
He suggests a variety of techniques,
Okay.
including mindfulness, positive affirmations, and visualization.
So it's about becoming aware of
It's about becoming aware
our thoughts and feelings,
of our thoughts and feelings,
observing them without judgment.
without judgment.
So instead of just accepting them as truth,
Instead of just accepting them as truth,
we can start to challenge them,
challenge them.
ask ourselves.
Ask, is this thought really true?
Yeah.
Does it serve me?
And where did this belief even come from?
Where did this belief come from?
And once we've identified those limiting beliefs,
Then you can begin to replace them
with more positive and empowering ones.
with more positive and empowering
That's
ones.
like affirmations come in.
That's where affirmations come
Now,
in.
what exactly are affirmations?
Affirmations are essentially statements
Okay.
that affirm the qualities or outcomes
That we desire.
that we desire.
By repeating these affirmations regularly,
Repeating these affirmations
Yeah.
regularly,
we can start to rewire our brains.
we can start to rewire
Yeah.
our brains
and replace those old negative programs
and replace those old
with new empowering ones.
negative programs.
It's like rewiring the circuits in our brains,
That's a great analogy.
replacing those old negative pathways
Replacing those old
with new positive ones.
negative pathways with new positive ones.
And the more we repeat these affirmations,
The more we repeat them,
the more we reinforce those new neural pathways.
we reinforce those new
Yeah.
neural pathways.
So it's not just wishful thinking.
It's not just wishful thinking.
It's about actually changing the structure
It's about changing
and function of our brains
the structure and function of our brain
through conscious effort
through conscious effort
and repetition.
and repetition.
This is all starting to sound a lot like
It is.
what we talk about
Yeah.
with human enhancement. Exactly.
Lipton believes that.
Yeah.
By understanding the power of the subconscious mind
By
and
understanding
actively working to reprogram it,
the power of the subconscious mind.
we can achieve remarkable transformations in our lives.
Remarkable transformation.
Unlocking potentials we never thought possible.
Unlocking potential.
But as we discussed earlier,
yes.
this idea of being able to reprogram our minds
Wow.
and influence our biology,
Raises
some ethical considerations.
ethical considerations as well.
Absolutely.
It's a topic we need to approach
It is.
with caution
With caution
and responsibility.
and responsibility.
Yeah.
Just because we might be able to influence our biology
Just because we can
doesn't mean we should.
doesn't mean we should.
Without careful consideration
Without careful
and
consideration
potential consequences.
of the consequences.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground here,
we have.
but I feel like we're just scratching the surface
I agree.
of this whole concept of
This whole concept, human enhancement,
become an enhancement
through the power of belief.
through the power of belief.
Welcome back to our deep dive into Bruce H. Lipton's The Biology of Belief.
Yeah,
We've been on quite a journey exploring how our beliefs can shape our biology
we have.
and potentially unlock these incredible possibilities for human enhancement.
It's been a fascinating exploration.
So let's get practical.
Okay.
If we buy into Lipton's idea that we can reprogram our subconscious minds for positive change,
Yeah.
where do we even begin?
Well,
It all sounds a bit like science fiction, to be honest.
it might sound futuristic,
Yeah.
but Lipton actually offers some concrete strategies
love
for
that.
harnessing this power.
Okay.
He emphasizes the importance of mindfulness,
Huh?
positive affirmations,
Yeah.
and visualization as tools.
So let's break those down.
Okay.
What does Lipton mean by mindfulness exactly?
Mindfulness.
Is it just about meditating or being more present in the moment?
It goes beyond just relaxation or being present. It's about developing a heightened awareness of your thoughts and feelings
Good.
without judgment.
Without judgment.
It's about noticing those automatic
Yeah.
negative thoughts or limiting beliefs
Okay.
that pop up
Right.
without getting swept away by them.
So it's like hitting the pause button.
Yeah, like hitting the pause button.
Yeah, those habitual thought patterns
And those habitual thought patterns
that we might not even realize.
are running in the background.
Instead of blindly accepting them,
Right.
we start to observe them
We can start to observe them.
and question their validity.
Yeah, and ask yourself,
Yeah.
is this thought really true?
And
Does it serve me?
where did this belief come from?
Where did this belief even come from?
It's like shining a light on those shadowy corners
Yeah.
of the subconscious mind,
It's a good way to put it.
bringing those hidden beliefs
Yeah.
into the light of conscious awareness,
Into the
where we can finally deal with them.
where we can finally deal with them.
So once we've identified those limiting beliefs,
Yeah.
how do we actually go about changing them?
That's where affirmations come in.
So what exactly are affirmations?
Affirmations are essentially statements
Okay.
that affirm the qualities
Mm-hmm.
or outcomes we desire.
By repeating these affirmations regularly, we can start to rewire our brains.
We can start to rewire our brains.
And replace those old negative programs. New empowering ones.
New empowering ones.
It's like rewiring the circuits in our brains.
You great analogy.
Replacing those old negative pathways. With new positive ones. And the more we repeat these affirmations, the more we reinforce those new neural pathways. So it's not just wishful thinking. Or positive self-talk.
It's about changing.
It's about actually changing the structure.
The structure and function of our brains.
Through
conscious effort.
Through conscious effort and repetition.
Repetition.
What about visualization?
Visualization is another powerful tool that Lipton recommends.
How does that fit into all of this?
It's about creating a clear mental picture
Okay.
of the outcome you desire, engaging all your senses in the experience.
So it's like creating a mental movie
Exactly.
of our desired reality.
Of your desired reality.
Immersing ourselves in that experience.
Immersing yourself.
As if it's already happening.
As if it's already happening.
And by engaging our imagination and emotions in this way.
Yeah, by engaging your imagination.
We're sending powerful signals to our subconscious mind.
To your subconscious mind.
Reinforcing those beliefs.
Reinforce them.
And creating a blueprint for our desired reality.
Creating a blueprint for that desired reality.
This is all incredibly fascinating.
Yeah.
But a part of me still feels a bit skeptical.
I understand.
You know, it's hard to wrap my head around this idea.
Yeah.
That we can actually change our biology.
Yeah, it is a paradigm shift.
Just by changing our thoughts and beliefs.
A new way of looking at the relationship between mind and body.
But as we've explored throughout this deep dive,
as we've seen,
there's growing scientific evidence.
There is growing scientific evidence.
To support Lipton's claims.
To support his claims.
From epigenetics. To the placebo effect. The research is increasingly showing that.
The research is showing our thoughts and beliefs.
That our thoughts and beliefs.
Have a tangible impact on our physical well-being.
Have a real impact on our physical well-being.
And I guess even if we can't fully grasp the mechanisms at play.
Right.
There's really no downside to trying these techniques.
I agree.
Mindfulness, positive affirmations.
They can benefit us?
Visualization. These are all practices that can benefit us.
Regardless of whether or not they actually change our biology.
At the very least.
At a cellular level.
They can help us cultivate a more positive mindset.
Yeah.
Reduce stress. And improve our overall well-being.
And if Lipton is right.
And if he's right.
They might hold the key.
They might just hold the key.
To unlocking a whole new level.
It's a whole new level.
Of human potential.
This
deep dive has certainly been thought-provoking.
It has.
Lipton's work challenges us to reconsider.
It challenges us.
Our assumptions about what's possible.
To reconsider our assumptions.
And to take a more active role.
About what's possible.
In shaping our own reality.
And to take a more active role.
It's a call to empower ourselves.
In shaping our own reality.
To recognize the incredible power of our minds.
Absolutely.
To influence our bodies and our lives. It's about taking responsibility for our beliefs. And understanding that we have the capacity. To create positive change. Not just for ourselves. For the world around us. Well, it's been a fascinating journey.
It has been a fascinating journey.
Exploring the world of the biology of belief.
It really has.
We've covered a lot of ground.
We have.
But there's always more to discover. And ponder.
As always, we encourage you to continue.
Absolutely.
Your own deep dive into this fascinating interplay.
Your own deep dive.
Between mind, body, and belief.
Between mind, body, and belief.
Thanks for joining us.